Welcome. It's a Wednesday, and we are grateful that the strike, unnecessary strike, abuse of industrial action has come to an end because it caused great hardship to the Nigerian public. And or they call it suspended, but actually, we expect that should be the last of it. Today, our topic is overcoming past errors. Subtopic: pity never helped nobody. It's true. Pity never helped nobody. So if you are going around telling your story, becoming a pity party, you are wasting your time. This is true for the individual. This is true for the nation. Pity never helped nobody. In order to forge ahead, in order to correct past mistakes, you need to be focused on the present and think about solutions to your issue. Going around complaining that I have issues here, I have issues here, does not solve your problem. No matter who you tell, how much you complain, perhaps they will give you something. Perhaps. And then the rumor mill goes ablaze because you have spoken. You have fueled it. Put you under more psychological stress. As a nation, as a state, in Rivers State, we have a situation where for the past 6 months, our state has been governed unconstitutionally by a sole administrator. I hear he's seeking to extend his tenure unsuccessfully. It is unfortunate. However, it is not something to start to cry about. It has happened. How do we correct that error? Personally, I would say that I do not know. I do not have a specific answer, because this is something that involves a lot of us. I do not have a specific answer as to how to address individual issues. However, I am certain that if we pay attention, always my solution, if we pay attention to the issue, to what our interest is, so the issue, what is our interest? I'll tell you what is not our interest. What is not our interest is talking about politicians. Oh, Atiku did this, Atiku is that, Amechi is this, Amechi is that, Tinubu, oh my God, Tinubu, Chad, Peter Obi. That is not a solution to your individual problem, to the problem of the state, to the problems of the federation. If anything, what we require is dignity of labor. That means jobs that pay. But how do we get from here to there? By focusing on the issue. You may say that elections don't count, votes don't count, elections are mere formality, and if you follow the Rivers State local government election, or you hear or read the Sahara reports on what INEC, they speculate, or rather they allege what INEC is planning to do to the 2027 elections, you may come to agreement with that votes do not count. Votes count. If they didn't, the propaganda would not be so intense. It does count. In fact, the narrative that votes do not count is the measure taken to ensure that you and all others who could turn the tide in favor of our republic, in the interest of our nation and its people, stay at home. Because when you stay at home, when you do not participate, when you are not involved, then whatever manipulation that is planned goes on unabated. So what is our solution? Our solution is your participation. Our solution is your involvement. Our solution is discarding the narrative that you do not matter. You do matter. You do matter. Stop the pity party. It doesn't matter. Oh, we don't suffer for this country. Personally, I do not support any violent revolution like you see in Nepal. I know it happens. I do not support it because once you turn on that switch, who's going to turn it off? Who will turn it off? A clear example is the French Revolution. We know ourselves in this country. We have found ourselves. Once there is chaos here and chaos there, who will stop your enemy from burning your house, from smashing your car glass, in the pretext that there is a revolution, there is violence, there is riot? You know who benefits from that? The strongest. And who is the strongest in that situation? The man bearing arms. He will take advantage of the chaos that you have created. So I do not see violent revolution as a solution. In fact, as a people, I think what we need is proper dialogue, because civil dialogue is an issue. It ends with the craze, with the mad, boy, they've slapped this man on the head. Big issue. It's almost as if we are being overwhelmed. There's so much wahala. Check, what are we going to do? We are going to calm down. We are going to calm down. We'll weigh our options. Then ask ourselves, what is our interest? Our interest is jobs. We need jobs. So what gets us these jobs? What gets us these jobs are policies that create jobs, government spending in the right direction. We need jobs in manufacturing. We need to produce goods. That doesn't happen without electricity. Electricity is important. How do we get to that point? It requires government effort. All these luxurious SUVs, we need a candidate, a president, a governor, legislative members that understand that they have to deprive themselves of luxury. That electricity cannot be the opportunity cost for their luxuries. Rather, their luxury should be the opportunity cost for Nigeria's economic development. I love you. I want the best for you. I want the best for Nigeria. I see a lot of ethnic brouhaha fighting up and down. That is also not the solution. You don't have to be everybody's friend, or you needn't distract from the issue. The issue is that there is indignity, and the indignity is amplified by economic deprivation. Hating another man for doing better is not the solution. Cussing out another tribe is not the solution. The solution is your unalloyed attention. Your unalloyed attention to the issues. You see, in this country, much earlier, I had read out and explained to you the objectives, the economic objectives of the state. That in this country, a manifesto is actually not needed. Chapter 2 of the Constitution is sufficient, a sufficient guide to whoever is in power. So if the political leaders say chapter 2 will not guide them, you don't have to follow in that path. Your welfare, your security is the primary purpose of government. Let that be your interest. Let that be your focus. Channel your attention narrowly to that point. Because only you can rescue yourself from this situation. Alone, it might be difficult. But if you realize this, I realize this, and many others realize this, together we would be efficient and effective in delivering our welfare and our security through our votes and participation in the electoral process. It goes beyond voting and rather preparing your mind, not just for the election, but for the time after the election, the implementation of the promises made. Again, I use this means to urge you to register to vote. I will post the link for the continuous voters registration exercise. If you have lost your PVC, you are a new voter, you're a young man, young woman, you just turned 18, you're a new voter, you register. You've misplaced your PVC, you register. You want to swap polling units, you register. Please be involved. Be aware and pay attention, because pity never helped nobody. Thank you for listening. Enjoy the rest of your week. Bye.